Hello, this is Morris Bryant with FocusArtist.com. I am here to give you an exclusive today, a very intimate part of my life that I wish to share with you. And it is going to be I found my sketchbook. In a nutshell, I found my sketchbook, and this sketchbook means a lot to me because it covers 20 it covers what I was doing in 20 years ago of drawing. So this is 20 years of work that I have. This is like 1998, some earlier than that, and I will explain every single space I was in when I created this book. So this is a very intimate part of my life that I'm going to share with you and hope it inspires people. Um, Now, I did go over this book. I actually found this book today in my basement, and I was just so amazed of how I changed. But I did go over this book one time because some images are inappropriate, and I had to go over uh, just to go over it to make sure it was safe for the audience. So we're gonna get right into it, and hopefully, I show most of it. If I don't, it gives me room to build more content for this page. So let's get into it. So this here is not mine. Much love to my Uncle Neil. I hope I get permission from him to show this. But this is a piece he did. But this is basically just showing you my inspiration. This is his pieces, but this is my artwork here. You see that graffiti piece? I did that, and then I did my cousin's name. That's me in graffiti. All right. This one here just shows a cityscape, I believe. So it's really not much to explain. Like again, it's a sketchbook, so I think I was just doing something on a light pencil. All right, so here we go. Here's where the story is. So number one, I am a hip hop junkie. Let's start with that. So the only resource you had was magazines, and Source Magazine was the pulse of hip hop journalism, and was I was involved. I was really into that magazine because there was no internet, there was no, the page just was enough for me, or pages of the magazine was enough for me. So this here is a picture. I think I was this. Oh, here it is. I was describing Latino pride, and so I was living in New York at the time, and it's just that. It's just that. It's Noriega here, rapper, Fat Joe at the time, Angie Martinez, and DJ Enough. All right, and then I just made a compilation. So you'll see a lot of this. I created a lot of compilations at the time. So this here, I believe this is my uncle's again. So I don't know if he had this book originally or he drew in my book. I don't know what happened, but basically this stuff is in my book as well. All right. This here is rappers Dead Prez when they first came out. So that's a picture of them. Let's move on. Actually, this is another cityscape that my uncle did. I don't know, but this is what he did. All right, let's move on. All right, so we'll talk about this here. I was a big Lost Boys fan. I was always into dreadlocks, and you'll see later in my pictures how I was involved with dreadlocks. So this is the Lost Boys, Pretty Lou, Mr. Cheeks, and it's Big Nice right there. This is Pretty Lou again right there. And of course, my Uncle Neil and his masterpiece. Okay, so, all right. Is this really my book or is this his book? I'm just curious. Maybe I stole it from him. I'm not sure. But this here, again, I was into a lot of uh, natural looks, the natural look of people. So this here is basically, uh, it's actually a stylist Groovy Lou. I didn't know who he was. He was just a gentleman that looked like a natural uh, bushman. So I drew him, and I drew him again right next to him. And then I did a graffiti piece, And basically, I think it says freak. I think it says freak on it, but that's that there. So I did that piece. As you can see, it says 1998 because on his hat says fam. All right. Again, this is my uncle, where I got my inspiration from. Hey, this guy's a genius. This is another graffiti piece I did. I think it says, I don't know what it says, to be honest with you. I have no idea what it says, but it looks real nice. It looks really nice. I like it. All right. So this here, let me explain this piece here. So later on in my journey, I'll show you. But a guy I used to work for named Gerald, asked me to do a piece for him with him and his girlfriend at the time, which is now his wife. But he told me that he wanted me to do a piece for him, and this was the sketch. I did it in pencil first, and then I laid it in color pencil and I believe paint, watercolor as well. So this was the sketch of it, and one day I will show you the finished product that I presented to him, and they absolutely loved it. All right, moving on. This is this gentleman, Groovy Lou, again in the net. Well, I'm not sure if this is Groovy Lou. I'm not sure who this is, but again, a man in his natural state. Again, a man in his natural state. When I mean natural state, I mean dreadlocks, no shaving. I was into that type of lifestyle at the time. So, this gentleman I saw in a magazine, and I decided to draw him. And this here is another gentleman I decided to draw. Actually, he was one of my favorite rappers named Louisville Slugger from Original Gun Clappers of Dog Down Records. So I was heavily into that group, so I decided to draw one of the members. So that's my piece there. All right, let's move on. All right, let's have some fun. DJ Red Alerts. That's who this is, as you can see. And then I wrote at the bottom, the bum, because that's what he liked to call himself, the bum. All right. This here is Rakim. And that's it. It's a picture of Rakim I found in a magazine, decided to draw him. This here is actually a graffiti piece that I don't know who had the idea. I'm not sure if this is my idea, but if I had a tattoo, this would have been a tattoo. Basically, this is an arm. Well, let me explain. So this is an arm, like this outside. This is all. Let's say this is on your, what do you call it? Your wrist. Not your wrist, but this part here. Let's say I forgot. Please forgive me. I'm drawing a little blank. But let's say this is where the art will be. This is showing. If you've seen art where it shows like something's opening inside of your skin, this is what you will see. Well, if you could look closer, this is hieroglyphics. So I was trying to describe that if you ripped me open, or if you tore my skin, you would see me as an Egyptian, a Nubian king, and that's basically what this was about. So I like this. I really would like to sharpen this up, and this is real nice. I mean, this is 90s. So this here is, I believe, again, Louisville Slugger from Original Gun Clappers. I saw a picture. Great rapper. So I took that concept. All right, this picture here is a idea that I had. Basically, a man preaching in the mountains. So that's a picture of that there. This here is a rapper named Nocturnal. Not a finished piece, again, a sketchbook. So this is a rapper named Nocturnal. This actually is from a still shot of a video because he's a really good rapper. When people are really good at something, I like to capture them physically. So that's basically why I just did a freeze, and here's a picture of him. Here's some little sketches here and there. All right, let's see what's next on the menu. Oh, hip hop, the essence of hip hop. So this is an unfinished piece here, but this kindly describes a gentleman with a microphone, spray painting, and breakdancing. And this would have been, I guess, a poster or something. So didn't finish it. Again, it's a sketchbook, so it's not supposed to be finished. Some of them aren't finished. And I think up at the top is DJing. So maybe this, it is one piece. So let me see if I can move it up some or down some. You can see that the whole concept is emceeing. There we go. You got it? Here we go. Boom. So this is a nice piece. Maybe I'll finish it one day. But yeah, this is DJing, graffiti, and breakdancing, and of course, the master of the ceremony. All right, so let's move on. I don't know what this is, but this is a man, again, in his natural state. All right, so that's a man in his natural state. I'm learning a lot about myself as I'm turning these pages. I'm very sketchy. Not in that way, but I'm a sketch kind of guy. This right here, if this doesn't describe that I'm a sketchy guy, I don't know what to tell you. You see all of this, all these marks are left in there, and hardly any erasing. So this is just me. This is me. This is, you see that, and you see this gentleman. So yeah. I was trying to show you this, but it's so light you can't really see it, and I don't even know what it is. So, yeah, I don't know what it is. It looks like graffiti paint in a microphone. Maybe a guy in breakdancing. Can you see that? You see it clear? Not too clear, but that's basically the concept for that. All right, moving on. Now, this is where, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I took off. This is where I was an owner of a business, and we decided to take it far. As a matter of fact, I believe some of these are later on, like 2003. So this here at the time was my official logo. This was me, and it had Morris Bryant. I did finish that, and I used it for quite some time. This here is another concept I have for a business card. Again, when I create something, and this will apply to this day, always sketch out before I take it to its finish in Illustrator or Photoshop. I strongly believe in that, and I always confirm to that. I never will jump on something without sketching. And this is basically what I did, how I start, and that's how I will finish. All right, so I don't know these individuals, but I like this concept, how something is solid and it just breaks down. But yeah, I like this here. Let's see some more sketches of some, I guess, some business cards I was making. All right, so again, I'm working with radiance and everything before even taking it to Illustrator. All right, so that's that. Once again, these are actual clients that I had, and it went to a finish. So this is beautiful. I love the way I like to create my concepts first. Again, this is a sketch of the gentleman. I love it. It's a sketch of a guy. That's basically what it is. Probably me. And I like this because see what happened is I created his design, and then I wanted to take him to a broader spectrum and create t-shirts for him or apparel. To take his brand further, I would do that early age. So let's see here. I see a world burning, and I guess this is a design I created. We should know who this is, which is Snoop Dogg. I did that in pen. This is Marcus Garvey right here. Not a finished piece, but you can see that is Marcus Garvey. All right. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Oh, well, in the 90s, guess how we were dressed, guys. Anyone that's looking at this knows how we used to dress. So actually, that's probably how I wanted to look at that time and didn't have facial hair. But definitely, you can see the one leg up. This is beautiful. I think I might have to put this in a safe deposit box. All right, so this here is a collage. Here we go. 60 Minutes of Funk. Well, Funk Master Flex, Volume 3. As you can see, it's Smith & Wesson with buckshot. So this is tech, steel, and buckshot there. Love this one here. It's supposed to be Erykah Badu at the time, Cameron, and the X-Men. Beautiful. Love that. I used to work with those pencils. I'm a pencil guy, as you can see. And you can see my graffiti at the time. Oh, let's see. Did I go? Oh, I'm supposed to go this way. So, offthewall.com. That was just a design that I created at the time. So there you have it with that, offthewall.com. Don't remember this client, but I had the idea. As you can see, it was supposed to be like a brick wall, and then that would be off the wall. All right. So you know this is in the 90s because this was an unfinished piece of Mr. Shakur. I love this piece. Wonderful piece, by the way. I like how I used the pencils. I'm not boosting myself up. This is actually very inspiring to how I should finish pieces, because if I finish them, they look really good. And of course, baby, baby. All on one piece right here. All right, that was just a start of a baby. I don't know who these people are, but I like how I did it. So two ladies. I don't know about the lady on the right. She looks kind of weird. But the lady on the left, very nice. Very nice, very nice. And anyone that was around in the 90s know where this came from. This is Busta Rhymes, The Coming album. That one was so good I had to draw it. I also had to draw the inside of it too. When you flip that cassette over, that was Busta Rhymes on the inside. So, as you can see, again, I'm highly inspired by music. Again, just capturing the 90s. This is actually a female. So, that's a female who dressed like that. So, and I don't know who that is, but there's another sketch there. Free Mumia Abu Jamal. That's that piece there. It says Free Mumia. I don't actually know what that says on the bottom, but his hair is so long that I just continued it on. So it's basically teaching about flow, then with the graffiti. So this actually can be fit as a mural on a wall. So moving on. I think I'm going this way. Oh, and look at the year. Hello. 1998. All right. Again, one of my other favorite rappers, J. Rue the Damager. That was the cover of his photo. I mean, the cover of his album, excuse me. So that's a piece right there. And I'll explain this. So this here was a picture that, this is me, by the way, and this is my Uncle Neil. But what I did is, we didn't look like this originally. Again, I loved people being natural without shaving. What if their hair grew out? What if they were just organically who they were? And so I just, his picture was, he didn't have any of this stuff. I just added the dreadlocks, added the mustache, and had it, it's like, as if we were living in ancient times or something. So you can see I have the I don't know what you call this by the time, but yeah, you see I have that, and I had my hair growing out. So, and of course, it shows that he was holding my cousin, but I didn't draw of the baby. I just drew us two. So that's that. All right, let's move on, shall we? All right. This was me during the times of working, living at my uncle and aunt's house. That's really how I looked, guys. And so that's me in an illustrated form. I don't know why I'm looking down like that, but basically you could just say it was a logo of mine. I just didn't know Illustrator at the time. So that is actually me. And that's a computer desk. That's the computer. My hair was like that. My hat was like that. My shirt, everything was like that. And it was just an idea. And this is just a graffiti piece. That was my online. That was my online name at the time. So I did that graffiti piece. This here is the RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. Again, there weren't that many pictures of the RZA, so I just took it from a cassette insert and drew him. All right, so I love it. I love sharing this with you guys, by the way. Again, I hope it inspires other people. This is my Uncle Neil at the time. So that's also a pencil drawing that I did. I'm not looking at the proportions. Maybe they might be a little off, but I can see I did do pretty good in those days. This here I love. This here is awesome. I just love it. I don't know who it is, but I love it. I like it. You can see there's a lot of contrast in there. A lot of lights and darks in there. So take a closer look. This is one of them. I might make this as the thumbnail because I like this a lot. All right. I don't know this lady, but I really like how I did the eyes. So thank God for that. This was a lady that was in a magazine. I like it. If I did anything now, I probably would darken in the inside where her pupils are. But maybe she had light eyes. I'm not sure. I don't know who this is or where it came from. This here came from, I think, a magazine. Again, didn't finish it. All right. This here, I think, also came from a magazine. So it's showing perspective, as you can see. I think I'm gonna break this down to a part two. We're gonna end here because there's so much to show here. But this here, I still love to this day, this kind of artwork, this kind of script. Excuse me. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. There was a company I was working for that needed a logo, but look how many pieces of how much I'm dedicated to typography. You see how many ways I've done this? To be honest with you, I don't even remember this client. I'm not sure if this client even continued to work with me, but I love it. I might love it. I might use it one day on someone else. I love how I did this. I absolutely love it. So that's absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Thank you, God, for this gift. Well, that's enough for today. I will give you a part two. There's so much in this book, but this is going to be a series, looking into my world or something. I might make it a title and add it to the playlist. But thank you for allowing me to share my world with you. I really like to describe how I love this, and this is me. This is what I'm made of. All right, so enjoy and have a good day.